Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to PPTV. And it's your boy, the Black Mamba. Today is September the 9th, episode number 6. And in today's episode, this is for my not my fantasy, but my football degens. The guys that like a little side action. Always have a few apples to throw in a couple of games. So today we're gonna give you those Black Mamba venomous picks of the week. We're gonna jump right into it. Oh, but before we start, let's have a little housekeeping. Spike that like and subscribe and share this with all your football degen friends. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna give you guys 6 games. 3 of them will be honorable mentions, and the other 3 will be my venomous picks of the week. So let's get started. My honorable mention number 3 is the Denver versus the Los Angeles Raiders. In this game, I actually like Denver, simply because you got a upgrade in coaching from last year. That alone, that's got to be worth some weight. So you have Russell, who burned the kitchen up last year, but evidently the coach Sean Payton has some confidence that he can turn this thing around. Otherwise, he wouldn't have taken this job. So I got more confidence in Coach Payton than I do in Russ. So I think that they will turn this thing around this year. And actually, last year they were a really good team on defense. The secondary is elite, so you really don't have anything to fix on that side of the ball. On the offensive side, they actually have some talent on the offensive side of the ball. And now you bring in the genius of Sean Payton to coach this team. I like that they brought him in, and I like this. I like this Denver team, the first game of the year. In addition to that, it's hard to go to Mile High Stadium and play this time of the year. You have that high altitude, so that's going to be working in their favor as well. I think they'll lean on the run game, and I think they can score some points. So with that said, Denver is my pick. So honorable mention number 2 is Washington versus Arizona. I like Washington in this game. It's not a whole lot to be said as far as the Arizona Cardinals. They're going to be one of those teams, as my boy Coach Prime says, ain't nobody care about these Arizona Cardinals this year. They're going to be really bad. They actually may be so bad, they may be one of the lowest scoring teams in the league. So don't get me wrong, I don't really like Washington to be like throwing a whole bunch of money on them, but I think they're going to be better this year. They're under a new management, so the vibes are high there. And the quarterback, Sam Howell, he's better than people think. So with that said, let's roll with those Washington Commanders for a pick this week. And my honorable mention number 1, and this could be considered a homer pick. I'm a Steelers fan, so let me just put that disclaimer out there. But I'll tell you why. So my honorable mention number 1 is Pittsburgh and San Francisco. Of course, I got if I ever play this, if I ever have the Steez in my picks or my honorable mentions, you know that I'm always going to go with the Steez. Well, I take that back. Most times I'm going to go with them. So, with that said, I think that this will be a defensive battle between the Steelers and the 49ers. Nick Bosa is actually suiting up. I was hoping he was going to get to or wasn't going to negotiate his contract until after this game, but he'll be suiting up this week. And San Francisco, they have the last year their offensive line was pretty weak, and I think they're going to be weak this year. You're going to have the two of the best defenses in the league in this game. So in addition to Pittsburgh being my pick, I also like the under in this game as well. I think they're going to be able to put a lot of pressure on Brock Purdy with that weak offensive line, which means TJ is going to be living in that backfield this week. Don't get me wrong, this is going to be it should be an ugly defensive game. On the other side of the ball, I think the Steelers may turn a corner this year on offense. You have two second-year players in Kenny Pickett and George Pickens. Pickens is going to be a stud this year, and I think Pickett has made some strides to be better this year as well. So go with the Stees if you got a few apples in this honorable mention. Now let's get to these venomous Black Mamba venomous picks of the week. Pick number 3, the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. I really am high on the Seattle Seahawks this year. This is my pick. I think Seattle's going to not trick a few people. I think they're going to surprise a few people this year. And they will be a lot better than you think they're going to be. They're going to be sneaky good this year. I have them making the playoffs. I actually have them winning that division. So this is a divisional game to start the year out. You know, these divisional games are always tricky. And actually, Sean McVay, he has Pete Carroll's number since they went head to head. He's 7-5 against the spread, but I still like Seattle. The Rams, they're just depleted. They've lost their best player in the secondary in Jalen Ramsey, who he went to Miami, and the defense has really just been unimpressive. They're not going to be a good team this year. So you couple that with them losing their best offensive player, the number one target on offense, and I think that's a recipe for Seattle to cover this line. At this time, it's a 4.5. So put that in as your number 3 venomous pick, the Seattle Seahawks. At number 2, my number 2 venomous pick is the Tennessee Titans getting 3 points versus New Orleans Saints. I like Tennessee to cover this game. I think they have the best of the coaching staffs. Mike Vrabel, he's a really good coach. He's a good X's and O's guys, and his record is 7-2 straight up as an underdog over the last 4 years in the first 4 weeks of the season. In addition to that, he is 24-17-1 as an underdog. I think that Tennessee will be able to handle business in this game. They may actually win this game straight up. They were extremely injured. They were extremely decimated on the defense last year. They were probably one of the most hurt teams on defense. So this year they've added a few. They have Sean Murphy Bunting in the backfield back there in the defensive backfield, who's going to make a big difference. People are really high on the Saints this year. They have them pegged to, win between 9 and 10 games, which that doesn't mean that they're going to be good. It just means that their schedule could be kind of soft. So the defensive line last year was awful, and I think that the Tennessee Titans, they'll be able to lean on that, and the offensive line will be good enough for Derrick Henry to just kind of run all over them throughout the day. So Tennessee is the pick. And my number one Black Mamba venomous pick of the week. And we gotta go with the Philadelphia Eagles. They are a 4-point favorite against the New England Patriots. And this is one of those games where it just looks too easy and too good to be true. And sometimes you had to kind of peel back the onion and look and see what, it just stinks and you just can't go with it. This is one of those games. It's too easy and it's too good. Hey, you just gotta roll with it. Roll with the Philadelphia Eagles in this one. I think some of the reason that the line is as low as it is, it has a little bit of that Bill Belichick effect sprinkled in there. I think the line should actually be a little bit more than 4, but because Bill Belichick is the coach, they putting a little respect on his name, and they giving New England a little pad. So Philly, they're good on both sides of the ball, and last year New England, they had trouble with mobile quarterbacks, especially like Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields. I don't know if you guys remember either one of those games, but last year they had trouble with those mobile quarterbacks that gave them all kinds of fits. So I don't think it'll be any different this year. They haven't showed any improvement this year. I don't think the Patriots are good enough. I don't even think they're a playoff team. They're not a good team. And Philly is one of the best teams, and they're picked to go to this, the playoffs and perhaps the Super Bowl. I think a lot of people have Super Bowl aspirations for them. So, hey, until they show us something different, let's roll with that and ride it. So, Philly is that Black Mamba venomous pick of the week. And with that being said, let's go out there and dominate and be great. We're going to win fantasy this week. We got the survivor pick, and now we got to roll up to the window, put these picks in, and we got the picks of the week. So with that being said, let me know what you think about these picks. Let me know if there was a game that you may have liked that I didn't go over. Maybe in the future we can just go over all games, and I'll give you some my top 3 picks of the week. With that being said, don't forget to spike that like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Black Mamba out.